Hey guys, today's video will focus on adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. So for the first example, it says Olivia drank 2/5 of a jug of juice in the morning. Later in the afternoon, she drank half of the same jug. How much of the jug did she drink in all? So in all tells us that we're actually going to add these. Now you can't add them without the same denominator. So what we do is we want to find a common denominator. And the way we do that is we just find the multiples or we skip count. Kids have been skip counting since 3rd grade, at least. I've learned coming down to 5th grade, this is probably the best teaching method to make them put the little railroad track looking things to keep it organized, because I've noticed kids have trouble lining them up, and this is really helpful. So I always like to start off with the first one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So in other words, I multiplied the first fraction by 1. Now I multiply it by 2 and so forth. The next one is the half. I'm just doing my skip counting. And the reason I ask kids to do the first one is because sometimes they don't notice that denominator one can go into the other, and this sometimes will help them see it. And then eventually they don't even need this at all. So now you notice that the 10 is what matches. So I circled my new equivalent fractions. 4/10 plus 5/10, denominator stays the same. You ended up with 9/10. All right, for this one, it says Layla's baking cupcakes for Savannah. She needs 2½ cups of flour for blueberry muffins and 3 2/3 cups of flour for chocolate muffins. How much more flour will Layla use for chocolate muffins? So it says how much more, so there's actually a difference. And what that tells us is that we're going to subtract 3 2/3 minus 2½. We're going to do the exact same thing, and we're going to get common denominators by skip counting, doing our multiples. And I encourage you to really try to work on keeping it organized. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then I have 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. I'm going to repeat the same process. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then now you want to look and notice, hopefully you see it, that 6 is our common denominator. And we're subtracting, so 4 minus 3 is 1. So it would be 1/6. However, we still need to subtract 3 minus 2. So it's actually 1 1/6. If this video helped, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.